We're starting off this week by recapping some of our OMFL action. Unfortunately, the PeeWees surrendered a 28-6 loss against the Mississauga Warriors in Bantam action. Remember our first episode of the Lions Roar, in which the Bantam OMFL Lions lost to the TNT Express by a score of 42-34, in which Coach Kevin Cumby assured us that they'd be much more ready for them in a few weeks to come. Well, as you can see, they were much more ready for them. Cambridge losing a heartbreaker to TNT by a score of 44-42, and edging the junior varsity Mississauga Warriors was our JVs by a score of 42-12, and our varsity team also defeated the TNT Express by a score of 41-0. They are currently our only unbeaten team, so kudos to them on that streak. And we were able to grab some of the PeeWee OMFL Lions and coaching staff, as it was our only home game this weekend. Nathan, you had a pretty big game, some key defensive stops, getting some big tackles for you guys. Unfortunately, a couple missed receptions in there. Not coming away with the result that you maybe wanted tonight, but so far you're a 500 team. You just completed the 6th week. Tell us a little bit about your game tonight.
Well, could have been better coverage. We didn't have the best coverage, but every game is every game, and wins come, losses come, and we just gotta keep executing and just keep getting those wins.
And how are you preparing for 2 weeks' time? You got a bye week next week. Tough game against London. They're never really an easy team to take on. So how are you preparing for that? And how's the team preparing for that?
I'm preparing by practicing catching the ball, and our team, we're gonna practice a lot on coverage. We're gonna probably introduce a lot of offensive plays, and just keep going from there.
Nicholas, you had some big runs in this game. You did manage to find the end zone there. Tell us about your game tonight. You were able to find that outside run to the right so many times. What made it happen that you were able to do that play so successfully?
Well, it started off with our blocks. We had 2 fullbacks, or blockers, in the backfield. And if you know what puck blocking is, you dive into his legs, take him out, make him fall. That helped us out a lot.
And obviously, there's some skill on your part in terms of your speed, able to get away from the pack. How else do you feel this game went? Obviously, you're not getting the result you want tonight, but in terms of lessons learned, some stepping stones preparing for the last 2 weeks, what can you tell us?
Well, we really do have to work on our passing first of all. We did score a lot on our passing. London's our next match, so we're going to be a tough team. You know that.
So pass defense is one of the priorities?
That's main. That, and we have to work on taking away the stiff arm so you can tackle him around.
Well, you just completed week 6. You're sitting at 500 right now.
Yep.
We've got 2 weeks left, one of which a bit of a tougher game against London. How are you preparing for those final 2 weeks?
I think we got to prepare our coverage. That's pretty much the big thing we got to work on defensively. Offensively, we got to work on blocking a little bit more and making sure we're seeing the results on defense.
Now, you are in a bit of a fortunate position because you do have the bye week coming up for the next weekend, so you have 2 weeks worth of practice to put into preparing to take on London. So what's kind of the plan for that bye week, or how much of a practice are you going full tilt for all that week?
Yeah, London's got a powerhouse offense. They run a spread, much like Mississauga did tonight. So we got to prepare. We got to adjust our coverage. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use all 6 practices. And make
All right, well, you heard it here. Cambridge PeeWee Lions are going to beat London. So as you would have just seen in those interviews there, coming up in this week's OMFL action, the PeeWees do have the bye week as they prepare to take on the London Junior Mustangs, a game which, if Coach Rob delivers on that promise, they will win. On Sunday, June 29th at 12 p.m., the Cambridge Bantam Lions will be taking on the Niagara Generals. Our junior varsities will be playing at home against the TNT Express. That's on Saturday, June 28th at noon. And our varsities also have a bye that week, so they can rest up easy and hope to maintain that 6-0 record moving into the next week. We'll recap our OVFL action now. As you can see, not at all the result that we wanted in Essex this weekend. First of all, the Bantam OVFL Lions lost to the Bantam Essex Ravens by a score of 26-12. And unfortunately, both our junior varsity and varsity OVFL teams sacrificed their perfect records in Essex this weekend, with losses of 30-15 and 49-17, respectively. And apparently that varsity game did get a little out of hand. Now, Cambridge losing to Essex in Essex certainly causes a bit of a shakeup in the standings. There is a 4-way tie for second place, though due to a difference in points, Essex actually takes second place from Cambridge, posting a 4-1 record, though their point differential is greater. Niagara Spears move into third, and the Cambridge Lions move into fourth place. The other team, which has a 4-1 record, is the Toronto Thunder Varsity, and of course, in the other conference, the Myers Riders are still undefeated, and they're at the very top of the standings. Looking ahead to Week 6 in OVFL action now, on Saturday, June 28th at 3 p.m., the Brampton Bulldogs Bantam team will be coming into town to play the Lions at the Jake. Also on Saturday, later that evening at 8 p.m., we will be playing host to the Mississauga Warriors. On Friday, the Mississauga Warriors varsity team will be coming into town to play our varsity Lions at 8 p.m. So we certainly hope to see you out this weekend at the Jake for some exciting football action. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Lions Roar. We certainly hope that this episode has sounded a little better and not like I'm talking into a coffee can, as it does seem as though we seemed to have fixed our audio issues finally. But before we go this week, we do have to send a bit of a heartfelt goodbye to someone that this show would not be possible without. Unfortunately, my co-creator and someone who has worked hard with me on this project has been Darcy Martindale. Darcy is leaving to pursue education in the state of Florida, so we certainly wish her well, and we certainly hope that this show doesn't fall apart without a woman's touch. Darcy has now handed full control over to me on this project, so if anyone would like to help me out around the field as a camera operator or co-producer even, it would be most appreciated. You can always get in touch with me by my email here, which is always at the end of the show. Once again, we thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you this weekend at the Jake.